me 2 years ago that I was going to baptize him. And I did just that. You know, rising up is part of the baptism. I told her he was going to go timber, and he did just that. But this time around, it's a different story. This time around, this is called unfinished business. This point in time, he won't be able to get up. And since he's in WWE, I'm going to make sure he go right out the ring. And I might get on the top of the bucket of the rope and come down with a flying elbow kick. Who knows? Who knows?
Those were some of the words of Deontay Wilder as he was gearing up for his second fight with Tyson Fury, as he was committed to taking Fury out, nailing him to the canvas, telling him what he was going to do, what was who, bars. And we heard him speak, we heard him confident, we heard him normally speak about what he's going to do to his opponent. I let you guys listen to that because that is not what we saw. We didn't see that one bit from Wilder. We didn't hear him say but 2-3 words maybe. I'm done talking. This is a press conference. The accusations are out there. The slander is out there on your opponent that said that he cheated you. All the promises that we were going to receive from the Wilder Channels United, that's what I call them. And we didn't hear any of that. Now, was the conference one-sided? Yeah, it was one-sided because you only heard from Tyson Fury, Malik Scott, Bob Arum, and Javon Hill, but mostly Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury had the show, and he spoke and he talked, and he said what he was going to do to Deontay Wilder. He said he was worried about Deontay Wilder. He said Wilder stopped returning his calls. And he felt that he's not mental or mentally stable for this particular fight. He's not ready. Wilder had shades on with Beats by Dre headphones on. And he didn't, I think he did that because he didn't want to hear what Tyson Fury had to say. Whatever it was, I don't think he wanted to hear it, you know. As you guys heard me say, like, what the hell are you doing? Why isn't he saying anything? And that was the worst part about it. And I think if this was the only press conference, and this is all we're going to get on the 13th, so what, about 6 weeks from now, these guys are going to fight again without any explanation. All we had from February 22nd to June 15th was a bunch of rumors, blasphemy, propaganda. And you know why I say that now? It's because the one man that should have spoke on his behalf, he hasn't saw this man that's supposed to cheated him, that trainer's supposed to have been in his camp, that's supposed to cheated him. Everybody was against him. Everybody was trying to sabotage his belt. None of that was brought up. I mean, yeah, he was quick to tell that to certain channels that would listen, that received that type of information. But when it came time for him to talk about what he needs to do in this fight or what he will do, he didn't say anything. Now, a lot of people might say, well, hey, he just wants his fist to do the talking. Okay. That's one thing. They're going to fight, and that's going to be what it's going to be. But what I saw is a person that had the ample opportunity to say something to a person face to face and did not do anything. He didn't. He didn't do anything. Now, I just posted some footage of the face-off. Shout out to my camera guy. You know, he took those videos for me. Shout out to him. And the thing is, that meant more. I mean, I guess he was trying to talk through his spirit or his tone. That's the only thing that I can come up with. But that doesn't explain everything you said about this man as far as cheating you. that these channels promised everybody that listened to that shit over and over and over again, day after day after day, after we didn't have any fights, we didn't have nothing else to talk about, so you might as well talk about something you can't prove, in this Glovegate. And they promised that Wilder was going to have all types of evidence. He told me, he told Tay Jones that, Tay Jones told me, Tay Jones told everybody else that, hey, this is what's going to happen. And Tate was there that day. He was there, not too long ago. And we didn't even hear him mention cheat, liar, thief, none of that. We didn't hear anything from Deontay Wilder that conveyed to Tyson Fury, like, I know you cheated me. At least give me that much. I thought when he was going to take those glasses off and look him right in his eyes, I was like, that's that Wilder I'm waiting for. That's why he's quiet. See, it's one thing to be quiet, if it's to be quiet and you're waiting for an ample opportunity to speak. Like he said, silence is golden. But damn, not saying nothing ain't, especially when someone you need to talk to. Maybe he's waiting to knock Fury out and say that. But you would think after 16 months, you would think that particular person, if you ain't saw this person and or you feel deep in your heart that this dude cheated you and you ain't going to tell him, you've told that shit to everyone else. See, I was brought up like this. Backbiting, loose lips, sink shit like that. We brought up like, if you're going to say something about somebody, tell it to them. See, if you say it to somebody else, hey, don't tell me, don't tell him, I tell her, I told you. That's bullshit. That's how mess starts. That's how secret rumors started, and it starts all around you. Wilder did that to Tyson Fury. But then when Deontay Wilder was near Tyson Fury, he couldn't even tell him, I know what you did. He couldn't tell him, I think you're a cheat. I've already told everybody that I know, but I'm going to tell you because you are in front of me. And Wilder had nothing to say, and it makes me think like, well, damn, was the Glovegate shit created just because Wilder took such an ass whooping that he could not really honestly 100% explain? Did that happen? Because, based off what we just heard, that Wilder we just heard was before the second fight, before his first defeat. And he had everything to say, and the kitchen, including the kitchen sink. But he said nothing these times. It was crickets. So you let a man or an ass whooping from a man change you, to change the way you are. Think about it. You let someone change the way you act, the way you conduct yourself, the way you promote fights. Yes, I know you won your day in court, but you have to promote the damn thing. You have to let him know that, hey, this is what I think of you. And he did nothing of that. You know what I mean? Because it seems like to me, you just told a whole bunch of people about this one guy. And then when you see that one guy, you said nothing to that one guy. That's my problem with Wilder right now. Now, hopefully it's an end result. He's waiting for something. Like I said, he might be waiting to knock him out. Then he can talk all he wants to. But then we don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. I do know he's training hard. I do know he's looking a lot better with Malik Scott. Malik Scott tried to save face and said he'd been doing that bullshit, Malik. He wasn't doing that. Well, we all didn't see him before. Yes, we did. We seen him with JD's in the pads, and he looked nothing like that on the pads. So stop. And by the way, yeah, he made it. Malik Scott getting on him. That's another video. I'll save that for the ride because I'm about to jump in my whip and head out. But yeah, the press conference was very disappointing on Wilder's end, unless he was waiting for something. And I can't imagine what that'll be if you have not seen a guy in 16 months and you've called him a cheat and you have nothing to say to that man. That's not cool. Okay? That's something like chicken shit, but we have to see what Wilder is, the reason why he stayed quiet. And if he goes out there and gets his ass beat again, that means you made that shit up and you created it, or someone helped you create the Glovegate shit in order to sell this third fight because you thought you can get him out of there and you're not just able to beat Tyson Fury. And you just lied and made shit up to make people more intrigued on the fight, and the fight really wasn't intriguable because it was a one-sided ass beating. Who wants to see that again, realistically? I don't care how many contracts you sign. You have to bring reason why that fight is conducted. But I have a couple more videos. I know I don't want to get too long on these and drift off in those. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think about this press conference. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.